We represents the 7 best sci-fi comics review 2019. Let's get started with the list. Number 1. Fear Agent. Remender, along with artists Tony Moore and Jerome Peña, embraces the dazzling and incredible visuals so popular in classic European comics, but pushes the boundaries of storytelling even further. Fear Agent is unpredictable, fascinating, and unforgettable. Simply put, it's a work of genius. If you like this, be sure to read Remender's Black Science, Lo, and the End League. Number 2. Strange Science Fantasy. Contained in one volume, this comics is an excellent taste of the old repackaged in the new. With fascinating tales like The Shogunate, The Dawn of the Gearheads, and The Projectionist Verses. The silent scream, strange science fantasy isn't for everyone, but it definitely should be. It's short, sweet, and completely worth every single penny. Number 3. The Inkle. If you're looking for something outside the American sci-fi comic tradition, your very first stop should be The Inkle. Created in part from filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky's failed Dune film project along with legendary French artist Moebius, The Inkle is a masterpiece of storytelling, following the lovable buffoon John Diffoul, on a journey unlike anything you've ever experienced. Number 4. East of West, The Apocalypse Year 1, following in the footsteps of alt-history sci-fi like Man in a High Castle or Handmaid's Tale, East of West is an action-packed sci-fi adventure that creates a fascinating new America, fractured into 7 different nations called Armistice, the Union, the Confederacy, the Kingdom, the Endless Nation, the Republic of Texas, and the PRA of Mao. Number 5. Transmetropolitan, Spider Jerusalem isn't your average journalist. Decked out in his memorable red and green glasses, Jerusalem is a fearless journalist fighting against government corruption. A couple hundred years in the future, Transmetropolitan tackles the impending merge of man and machine and how it will transform society. Number 6. Valerian and Laureline. Even without its cinematic adaptation, this French comic is a sci-fi epic that set the standard for the genre. The comic follows the adventures of 2 time cops, who bounce around the centuries prevent coronal disturbances. In the late 1960s, this comic stood out from a genre obsessed with westerns. To this day, it remains unrelenting wellspring of inspiration and imagination. Number 7. Sex Criminals. Although all these comics have their genre in common, they don't all approach it in quite the same way. If you're looking for something a little more lighthearted and X-rated, Sex Criminals is an inventive take on your typical time travel narrative. The story follows couple John and Susie, 2 people who live their entire lives with a strange power. Time stops when they orgasm. When they meet each other and realize they both share this power, then things start to get really interesting.